Hello, everybody. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. We have severe thunderstorms rumbling through Montana and South Dakota, and they're heading in our general direction. We'll have a forecast update. We'll look at how much rain this forecast is looking like it's going to bring us, and a hot weekend in store. All of that's coming up next on Hutch's Weather.
You got a problem to fix, and you want to get it done. Call Robert Gibb and Sons.
Hey, a note from my friends at Robert Gibb and Sons. Did you know that if you are thinking of problems with flooding and you want to check that sump pump, Robert Gibb and Sons can add a battery backup and Wi-Fi notifications to your sump pump. Call them today. Tell them Hutch sent you.
Want to get it done? Call Robert Gibb and Sons.
All right, we're going to get started right away with a look at the radar. Here's what's going on right now across the region and throughout the afternoon and the early evening hours out in Montana. Some thunderstorms that are severe are rumbling. A separate batch of thunderstorms working its way through central South Dakota. So it's a long ways from us. What does this mean? We'll take a look into these storms real quickly on the latest scan and tell you that basically we're looking at some stout thunderstorms that are bringing a risk of hail and gusty straight line winds, and those are the prime areas of concern with these storms. So diving down into northeast Montana in my family's area out there near Wolf Point, Brockton, and Poplar, Montana, a considerable damage threat from this storm. A considerable tag is something the National Weather Service puts up there when the hail gets really large. It's over an inch in diameter there. And look at the wind damage, 70-mile-per-hour winds. So these are some significantly windy storms. They're heading into the Brockton area right now, it looks like, and through Brockton. Yep, there's Brockton, there's Poplar, and on towards Culbertson. That line of thunderstorms capable of some very significant wind damage as it works its way off to the east. I've got a question for you, Nathan, Cheryl, and good evening to you all. Thanks for joining me here on Hutch's Weather. I want you to let me know what you think about the new look graphics here. Let me know if there's something you'd like to see different. I am setting all this up right now, and it's just an exploratory thing for me to learn how to use some new software here. But the new warning goes all the way out to the Montana border. Let me go ahead and highlight this for you here. And it's going to tell us that essentially this storm is going to be capable of some very significant winds. It's already moving northeast at 44 miles per hour. It does have a 1-inch diameter hail threat, and the gusty winds for this particular storm winding down to around 60 miles per hour. Brenda, thanks for your feedback on the graphics. I much appreciated. If you are in Plentywood, if you are in Culbertson, Brockton, the storm is on its way to you as we just showed you. Now, let's take a look at these cells that are down to the south, just a piece down here on I-94 heading towards, well, my other relatives in Glendive. Hi, everybody. Hey, this storm system rolling to the basically northeast, fairly good clip, 1.25-inch diameter hail heading in that general direction of Glendive. And it's a considerable damage threat out there. This one's moving only at 23 miles per hour. It says to the east. We'll take a look at that for you. But it's heading in the general direction of Glendive, Terry, and Fallon, Montana. And there is a wind threat for some up to 70-mile-per-hour winds. So as we set the storm system in motion here, and let's look at the loop of the last data, and we'll see that as it's working its way into the region, yeah, it's moving east and developing a little to the north. So maybe sliding just a little bit in that general direction of Glendive. With any luck, the biggest of the hail will fall just south of town, following along the Yellowstone River Valley there in I-94. All right, that's what's going on there. A quick look in South Dakota. Strong and severe storms rumbling out of the high terrain through Faith on their way towards Pierre right now. A whole cluster of storms south of Lake Oahe out there. Thank you, Ryan. I sure appreciate the stars. I appreciate each and every one of you for sharing with Hutch. Not only your comments, but, well, stars and word of mouth, letting people know that Hutch is still here to do weather. All right, if we take a look at these storms, we can see Fargo off in the distance there. As we change the view just subtly, you can see that as we look off down to the south near Scotts Bluff, Nebraska, and heading out of the Panhandle and through the sands, we're seeing the sandhills down near Alliance and down towards Sterling, Colorado. Some very strong and even severe thunderstorms rumble there. So that's where the severe thunderstorms are. What's the timing on these storms and what are we expecting here? We'll talk about that. But first, I thought we'd take a look at that smoke forecast because I heard from you, and many of you were saying this smoke has just been terrible. Steve, thanks for the feedback. Mary Beth, thank you for the feedback. I'm glad you like it there. Marion from Bismarck. I appreciate you watching very much. And thank you, Brenda, for sharing. You can share the word that Hutch's Weather is on by tagging friends in the comments here, and they may indeed join the broadcast. So here's what we have going on right now. Let's take a look at that smoke forecast, see what we're looking at for the next 2 days as we get through this weather-making system here. We're going to put this up and basically take a quick look at the vertically integrated smoke and near-surface smoke forecast. All right, let's get one that goes out for at least 24 to 48 hours. Here we go. So still some schmutzy looking air across the area. A southerly flow that's been strong the last 24 hours will keep that flow of smoke mingling with the ground. But notice the colors getting lighter here, less smoke concentration near the surface as we go through the a day tomorrow. Now, as we head towards Friday morning, things are looking a little bit more smoky out to the west. And it looks like we have a point source fire out there along the border with Wyoming and Montana, south of Baker, not far from Gillette out there. Hi, Todd. Good to have you on from Roseau. So that's a look at the smoke that mixes down to the ground here, the stuff we breathe, right? So if you do have respiratory illness or, keep your eyes on your elderly neighbors and friends and just try to take it a little bit easy. Don't spend extra amounts of time outside. Now, this is the vertically integrated smoke, not just what's at the ground, but throughout the whole depth of the atmosphere. If it's a layer from outer space to the ground, this is how much smoke the model is calculating is in the chunk of air over your town. So notice the green over Roseau County, Lake of the Woods County, and here's all this schmutz coming from the fires along the border there with Montana and Wyoming. That will travel through, and as we go into Thursday morning, there will be some smoke moving our way. This could be cleaned and filtered a bit by the rain that will be falling, and that'll be good news as we go through our Thursday. Then look at the fire taking off, loading the atmosphere with more schmutz. Hey, Paula, thanks for watching from Dickinson, North Dakota. I was just out there visiting Mom. Oh, it's fun out there in Dickinson, and just love the beautiful town. And boy, is it busier than I remember it out there. Okay, now you're looking at Friday at lunchtime. And speaking of Dickinson, you folks in Billings and Golden Valley counties there along the border, Beach, hey, you'll want to make sure that you're aware that there'll be some smoke wandering its way through the area thanks to new fires along the Montana-Wyoming border. That's a look at the smoke forecast. Now, let me go ahead and wander back over here and tell you what your forecast is going to be with regards to the rain that's coming. But first, I'm going to load up a brand spanking new look at a model here. And this model will help us time out when the stormy weather is going to make its way into the valley, because I just showed you all the storms that were out there near the border. This forecast is loading as we speak. So I'm letting it do its sneaky trick here. And as it does that, I will switch over to a look at that model. So here we go. We're going to turn on the model guidance and we'll show you what we're expecting to take place right here. Now let me zoom out just a little bit. Now look at this. Forecast model shows the main event up there in Saskatoon, heading towards Brandon, Manitoba and Winnipeg and moving out of Regina as we go through the overnight hours. So now let's see, I got to turn the timestamp on to the model time so we can get a better look here. So this is for Wednesday at 11:30. That's what the model time is here. We'll zoom back out. I'll give you a bird's eye view of the big view of the region, and then we'll zoom into our towns when it gets closer to us. Now, look what goes on in South Dakota. Those storms spread toward the I-29 corridor. Meanwhile, as we approach 246, if you happen to be out walking the Gila monster, or maybe the llama, if you have a llama, okay, then there's going to be some chances of showers pushing into Towner County up there near Candu and Rock Lake. Rolla, Rugby, the Botno Hills will see the storms exiting, a few storms firing up. Will they be severe? The risk of severe overnight is low. The main threat will be some gusty winds from these puppies as they work their way through. The chance of the strongest storms will be farther north near Brandon, Manitoba. You see this backwards C shape there north of Belcourt. Those storms could have a little mustard on the sandwich out there. Hey, I hear a little bit of a star party going on, and for that, I am much appreciative. And while I have all of you on here, can I just say something? Who's there? You know who's there? Big announcements coming soon to Hutch's Weather. Keep tuning in. I cannot wait to share with you more changes than you're seeing here. Can't wait. All right, there. that I hope it's got you at least intrigued. Intriguing minds want to know. As you go through 3 o'clock and you're walking the llama, you might need to worry about things. Now look at this model showing some hail potential in the Devil's Lake Basin in Belcourt, moving into the Towner County area, out into Cavalier County, Munich, Nakoma. We're going to see some stronger storm potential as we go through the overnight here, it looks like. So there'll be a chance for some hail on this latest model, and that means that, overnight, if you're awakened by thunder and lightning, you will want to take yourself right over to hutchesweather.com, because you know what you want to do is stay informed any way you can. And if thunderstorms are approaching your area, you can go to hutchesweather.com, make sure your computer is allowed to track your location. When you log onto the site, it'll tell you if the storm warning is warned or if it's not warned for. hutchesweather.com. It doesn't matter if you live with my relatives in the Wolf Point area or the Glendive area, or with all of my family and friends here in the Fargo-Moorhead area, Grand Forks, North Dakota, all the way up to Fertile, Minnesota, you name it. It'll take care of you overnight and let you know where the storms are. And if they're real nasty, Hutch will be here too. Now check this out. Notice that this pink nonsense starts to taper off a little bit as we go towards daybreak. They'll still be strong. You see this big backwards C shape to this whole nonsensical line here. That's a pretty windy thunderstorm. But you know what? Look at the huge area of green on the screen and red. That's a huge area of heavy rainfall, and it's north of Interstate 94. Look at Fargo. Not so much. Now, down near South Dakota, we could have a few showers, but this model now is taking the main event north as we go into the morning hours. So that's your update. Now, the chances of rain increase between 6 and 8 a.m. Grand Forks, Hillsboro, Fargo, Ada, Felton, and on out into the Valley City area. Look at Lake Ashtabula and the Jamestown Reservoir. Some good old sidewalk soakers making their way through. And again, thunderstorms, no model does a great job of pinpointing that this is the exact spot the storm is going to move through. That's what you need to know. We can't do that, but what we can say is there's going to be some rumblings and bumblings as we go into the early morning hours on your Thursday. So Thursday morning, here they go. It's still 9:15. We're all at work and the thunderstorms are rocking through, and they're heading into parts of northwest Minnesota. So from Lake of the Woods right down through the Red Lakes area, Bemidji, and out into Park Rapids, we're going to see these storms pushing off to the east as we go through the mid to late morning hours. The time on top, you no longer have to adjust and calculate 5 hours minus this. Nope, that's central time displayed up there for you. So it's nice to have software that's taking care of that for me. Now, check it out. As we go into the afternoon hours, a couple of these storms then may pick up a little bit of energy. And if that happens, we could have a strong thunderstorm in the afternoon. But notice where the models continue to show the best chance of afternoon storms in and around central Minnesota. So once this wave moves through by late morning, Fargo, Grand Forks, Thief River Falls, Red Lake Falls, Devil's Lake, Valley City, Mayville, Cooperstown, all y'all, it looks like it's going to be a very festive afternoon because most of the thunder chances will be off to the east. See this? There's the main event starting dinner time in central parts of Minnesota. So it's still there. And this big buster of a system works its way off to the east. So what does this mean? This means we're going to see lots of rain. And if we have lots of rain, I want to talk about how much rain we might get. So let me load up the total precipitation and we'll take a wander through this model's rendition of how much rain may fall by the time we get to tomorrow night. Let's go into the morning hours. So let's go to the 23rd, 9 a.m. Let's see what it says for rainfall amounts. Now, there's a lot of color on here. Notice there's less rain down south than there is up north where the heavy rain moves through. That makes sense. Now, here we'll go ahead and take a look and we'll query where Hutch's thing is. So again, don't pay exact attention to the amount it says over any one city, but just know the potential is there in and around Fargo of seeing a rapid drop-off over the Fargo-Moorhead area. Maybe down in Horace, maybe down in Richland County at 0, but as we get up somewhere in the Central Valley, it could go up as high as an inch or more. Do you see that 1.7 inches? Now, this model's saying that 1.7 inches is going to be pretty doggone close to Ada, Mayville, even up there near the Hillsboro area. So that's where that model says it's going to be happening. And then as we, it's apparently popping them on the map here as I just click and point. So let me clear those off. And now we'll start all over here. So I will move the map over and look at the Devil's Lake Basin tonight as we go through. Some areas here, I know many areas do not need it, but if we look down towards Walhalla, Langdon, these areas could be seeing upwards of 1 to 3 inches of rainfall according to this latest model. Now, I will do one more model and take a look and show you that there are some differences between the models with regards to how much precipitation may fall by this time frame. But this model too, interestingly enough, is showing most of the rain along the Highway 2 corridor north, less in Fargo Valley City. This is a big change over what we were seeing earlier today. So it's an update, and I'm glad to bring it to you here on Hutch's Weather. Here's another model, just because we can. Let's see if it loads it up here. Thinking. I'm looking for the layer here. I think maybe this model doesn't have this layer for me. Pardon me while I read and analyze. On this particular software, that model is not allowing me to see that particular field. So let me go here. There's something called precipitable water. That's where we calculate in the column above the atmosphere, just like we do the smoke. But that's not what I want to show. So essentially, the models that I've shown you are the ones that I think we will have to take a look at. Let me look at one more. Oh, yeah, let's look at this one. Why not? Let's see if I can find it on this model. There, nope. Okay, I think that's the best I'm going to be able to do for right now with regards to the layers that are available on these different models. So the precipitation looks like it's shifting to the north. It looks like a very wet 24 hours up there. We've commented with you. Please, rain in Minot. Brenda wants rain in Minot, and it does look like there'll be a very good chance of that. Let's go back to the total precipitation. I'll show you, Brenda, what it's looking like in Minot by the time we get to the nighttime hours tomorrow. So let's go with by 7 a.m. on Friday. Actually, most of your rain will be fallen and done by the end of the day. Ooh, look at that. This model says it's mainly up to the north of you. There's a whole lot of rain heading your way right now. So, Brenda, I'm not certain that you're going to get shut out on the rainfall. Let me look at that one other model that did have some rain. Let's take a look at this one. There we go. So this one does have some rain in the Minot area. So there is a chance, and my gut tells me that there'll be a chance of some rain in and around the Minot area. And this model says it could be as much as 3/4 of an inch here in Minot, or as little as 1/4 of an inch. So I think you have a chance at seeing a few tenths of an inch in the Minot area. And that's the way it's looking for you, Brenda. Okay, now let's summarize some of your forecast details here. We just talked about rainfall amounts. Let's go ahead and take a look at your temperatures first thing in the morning. And wow, what happened here? I think I might have messed up my little screen. Let me see if I can fix that up for us here. I don't know how I did this. My mistake there. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. I don't know how I did this. It was all set up and then must have moved something around while I wasn't looking. Okay. Temperatures in the morning will be mild because of all the clouds and the rain moving through. We're talking 65 to 70 degrees across our area. The rain will be pushing through eastern North Dakota, the Red River Valley, and northwest Minnesota to start your day. Temperatures in the afternoon will have a chance to rebound towards 80 degrees in central parts of North Dakota. The valley, I think, will be 75 to 80 degrees in the afternoon because of the rain that will be moving through and all the clouds with the system. Now, there could be a few pockets of even warmer places that don't get rain with the newest models. We may even kiss that 80-degree mark, but it does look like the best chance of rain in the afternoon will be in the northern parts of Minnesota and the central parts of the state and exiting after late morning, like we showed you. Planning forecast looks like this. If you want to get out and have some fun, I want to invite you now personally to come visit Hutch and my great friend Thundar. Hey, we'll be mixing it up, rain or shine, over at the Village location, Village West location in Fargo. That's across from West Acres Mall. Tomorrow from 1 to 3 in the afternoon. Stop by. There is a huge event going on there, and you can find out all the details you need on the event. If you can't make it to the Village West location, you can find details on other locations that have this special event going. You can visit gatecity.bank/100 for all the details. Again, gatecity.bank/100. Hope to see you at that Gate City Bank location tomorrow. Come say hi. All right. Check it out. Chance of potatoes is set at 100% for Friday. It looks hot. Mid 80s, upper 80s and 90s Saturday and Sunday. So we're going to have hot potatoes out there both days as we go through potato days this weekend in good old Barnesville. And by the way, somebody who's very familiar to you will be out at Potato Days on Friday. I can't wait to see you there. I hope you don't miss the chance to get out there and have fun at a great event out in Barnesville, Minnesota. A fantastic, fun event there, Potato Days. So that goes on through the weekend with the hot weather. We get a little bit of a burp of cooler air after a system moves through Sunday into Monday. That cools us off, but only for a bit, as we'll be back into that 80 to 85 degree range as we go into the middle an early part of next week. Okay, everybody, I think that does it. Let's see if I've got any questions. Thank you for your compliments. Thank you for your stars. Thank you, Tracy, for your appreciation, and I appreciate all of you as well. I'm continuing to work on some new stuff for you here and stay tuned for a very exciting announcement here on Hutch's Weather. But for now, I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. I do have a couple of photos to share with you, and I'll do that right now. As we take a look at hutchesweather.com here, you'll get a chance to see some of the most recently updated photos that were uploaded tonight. Look at Detroit Lakes. Are you kidding me? Look at the beautiful flowers out there. This is from Julia capturing the gorgeous there of the Dutton Locks. Just stunning views out there on a beautiful weather day. Check out another view. I think that's the same one. Let's check out this one here with the water rushing through. I don't know why it's not allowing me to look at that. There it is. Check that out. Beautiful rushing water. And you know what? If you ever thought about what it's like to forecast the atmosphere, I often say this. The atmosphere acts like fluid in motion. Just sit down by a stream and watch and try to predict where all these little swirls in the water go. And that is the science of meteorology. Okay. Obstacles in the flow of the wind, changing conditions, faster flow, slower flow. You get it all by just watching a stream flow. All right. Beautiful scene here. And I really think this is oh, wait, that's Pedro. Hey, Pedro's looking pretty good there. He got himself a spiffy new hairdo. That one uploaded by yours truly, Hutch Johnson. But Sharon out in Shevlin capturing this. Can you believe that? Look at that. Mama and the baby out there having a little bit of fun. You can upload your photos. Go to hutchesweather.com, click on the photo upload button, and you too can share what's going on. And again, tonight, if you happen to be hearing rumbles of thunder and you want to know what's going on, your very first step to getting information you need can be right here at hutchesweather.com. Now, if you hit that website and I happen to be going live, it's going to show you at the top of the page like it is right now. And if you have any warnings in your area, that also will be at the top of the page. So you will know whether that storm coming your way is severe or if it's warned or not. You can also get that information with a NOAA weather radio, by the way. Thanks to all my fine sponsors on the website. And again, thanks to you for watching Hutch's Weather. Make sure that you like my page on the videos here on Facebook and like the videos on YouTube. Subscribe and follow on those platforms. And I'd love for you to visit hutchesweather.com. For now, I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. I'll be back a little later, basically early in the morning as the storms get a little closer to us. But for now, rest easy. Have a wonderful night. And we'll talk again very soon right here on Hutch's Weather.